the deal? Welcome to another Raider Nation Unlimited. I'm your man, Wasted Talent. Salute to everybody in the chat. Get wasted with your brother, Wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I mean, listen, we got our matchup preview, everybody. You know we do it every week. We do it every freaking week. And you know we don't cook unless there's 100 in the room. Get wasted with your brother, Wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I'm going to sit here and wait until you guys show the proper love. What the F is going on here, man? But salute to everybody. Let me get my shout outs and salutations. My guy AZ Raider, yo. Oh my God. Wait, hold on. Oh, wait, hold on. Raider Bubba is in the place. Oh my God. CGR, the mod extraordinaire, is in the place. Oh my God. Solly Mitchell is in the place, man. My guy Richard Schneider is in the place. Raider Bubba. I mean, everybody is in the place, man. Anthony is in the place. Rudy the Vet Russo is in the place. James Bowles, Frank Polari, all the way from Sicily. Where you been, my brother? Where you been? And Fernando, man, get the F up out of here, man. Already, bro? Go Dodgers. A Nightmare Raider podcast is in the place, man. Salute to you guys, man. So look, listen, man, we got a fully packed show. We got some analysis for you guys. No go Dodgers. Get the F up out of here with the Dodgers. My guy JP Lacoste is in the place. Paul Pena's in the place. Get wasted with your brother, wasted. My guy DeMarcus Webb. Yeah, yo. You know what's crazy, yo? Hold on, my man DeMarcus in the place. Yo, bro, I've been playing Taj Mahal on repeat for like the last 2 weeks, bro. Like, yo, listen, man, that Mobb Deep album is crazy, bro. And the reason why is because they got so many old Prodigy verses from back in the day, man. Like when Prodigy had his solo joints and stuff like that. Yo, Alchemist and Havoc together, man, is insane, yo. And CGR talking about how about them Yankees. Get the F up out of here. Salute to my guy Leaky T with the membership, man. Joining the Wasted Town Army, growing in droves. Yeah, man, the Yankees are definitely, you know, and this is a Raider pod, so we're not going to do too much talking about the Yanks, right? But, you know, the Yankees need to definitely do some changing, bro, because there's a lot of crap, man, with this whole, you know, analytics stuff. You know, I think that Brett Boone kind of screwed the pooch early in the series, not leaving his pitchers in. You know what I mean? These guys are young, man. You got to let these guys pitch, man. And that's why you need old school managers, bro. Shit, bring back Joe Girardi, man. Fire Brett Boone, man. The Booners got to go, man. Yes, that's right, Alec. And we got over 100 in the room. Listen, man, and it don't matter how many we got in here, bro. It don't even matter, bro, because we're going to be here giving y'all that content. Yes, sir. So listen, man, we will be playing one of the worst teams in professional football besides us, because, you know, we got to wear it. We definitely got to wear it. We are not a good football team right now. And the Tennessee Titans are coming into town. You know, Cam Ward last year had a career day. Cam Ward threw for 265 yards. That was his best game all season. Calvin Ridley had his best game all season. He had 131 yards. The Raiders defense was historically bad last week. You know, we did not have a sack. That's the first game in 38 games the Raiders did not at least have a sack. They only had 3 QB hits. And listen, we're in a situation where it's a do or die situation for this team, right? And for me, I have to look at this as a situation where the Raiders are going to have to decide whether this is going to be a dumpster fire season or a season that they're going to be able to build off of going forward. Like, you know, listen, there, you know, we had some press conference today. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into the Pete Carroll presser. He has some interesting things to say about Geno Smith. And I want to give you guys a few thoughts on, you know, why I feel like Pete Carroll and those guys are not really riding on Geno Smith. And I heard some things behind the scenes, and you know, it's very interesting, right? You know, there are certain quarterbacks, and we're gonna start like this, man. You know, there are certain quarterbacks that can have their mail read in public, right? Like Tom Brady. Tom Brady for years had his mail read in public. And it's cool, right? You know, he would go out there and he would look at the scouting report and he would step up to the plate. This is what Brady always did. And there are other quarterbacks that can't take that kind of criticism. I'm going to be real with you, bro. I think that Geno Smith, from some of the things I'm hearing, is a little sensitive, right? And I think that's part and parcel of the reason why Pete hasn't really taken him to task the way he probably should. But that's not a good sign for me, right? And if Geno Smith wants to hold on to this job, he's going to have to not turn the football over. Now, Geno Smith has had at least 2 turnovers in 3 of his last 4 games. You know, that is not a recipe for success. He has 9 interceptions. He's on track to throw 30 interceptions this year. And now, you know, you got the guys playing so bad, you have people calling for Aiden O'Connell. Listen, you know, if we're being honest, Aiden O'Connell only threw 4 interceptions the whole year last year, right? But he didn't play all of last year, right? And then you have a situation where, you know, he fumbled a lot last year too, right? And he only threw 8 touchdowns. So we have to put things into context, right? But irregardless, man, you know, Geno needs to be held accountable for where he's placing the football, man. Salute to the almost 200 in the room. Get wasted with your brother wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Salute to my guy, AZ Red. He goes, caught your latest piece with JT. Oh, appreciate that, man. Oh, yo, and make sure y'all go over there, go subscribe to JT, the Brick. I appreciate all the love that he's shown, bro. You know what I mean? Allowing me to come in on the platform. We got some big things cooking. You know what I'm saying? With my platform going forward, it is going to be something that you guys are going to want to strap in and watch. That's all I'm going to say, man. That's all I'm going to say. Shout out to my guy, Sergio, man. What up? G Salt Lake City, Utah, Raider Nation for life. Let's go. Salute, Sergio, what it is, bro. All the way from Utah, man. God's country, right? Take the game and the ball out of Geno's hands, man. Run the ball and use a lot of screen game along with the passes in the flat. Bro, listen, this is something that, and I think, and I'm gonna move down to Chip Kelly, right? I really believe that this is an amalgamation of problems for the Raiders this year. When I looked at the Raiders this year, from my most optimistic viewpoint, I said 7-10, 500, possibly 10 wins, right? But the reality is that we needed so many different things to go right. We needed a million things to go right, and they haven't gone right. And the one thing that has been good about what has happened in the last month is that it has kind of forced the Raiders' hand to play a lot of young guys that they were not expecting to play, man. They were not expecting to play. Now, we got to look at it from this prism, right? Does it suck that it is looking like Brock Bowers is not playing? Yes, it does. But the most important thing is that Brock Bowers gets healthy. So I have no qualms about Brock Bowers sitting out. I think it should have happened earlier. I think that is a failure. That's an organizational weakness right there. That's an organizational weakness, organizational malpractice at its highest form, because this is a guy who is most likely your best player. You have to take that, mold that, shape that, and protect that. You know, but this is not a show about me coming on here and placing blame, right? Because, you know, listen, man, you can name, you can blame, or you can learn to improve, right? So let's hope that this organization is learning to improve. So I don't really have a lot of high hopes right now. But this week's game with Tennessee is a litmus point for the Raiders. It's a litmus point for the Raiders. Like it'll be very, very hard to have any hope if the Raiders don't win. Very, very hard to have hope if the Raiders don't win this week, man. Salute to my dog, David Zorn, in the place, man. Dave, what's up, brother? Dave, I'm probably going to be coming down to Bar A too, man. I'm going to be coming down to Bar A, man. I got something cooking, man. I'm going to be coming down there tapping in with you, brother. You're my guy. Get the chill. One problem is our key to success is running the ball, but Chip's weakness is running the ball. Passing plays are beautiful, but there's always a man open, right? So this is the thing, right? We saw that last week, right? So it's not just throwing the football, it's seeing the whole field. And that's been a problem for Geno Smith. And let's hope that what Pete Carroll said today will kind of get him where he's supposed to be, right? Maybe it's a reality check of sorts. But, Pete Carroll spoke today about, Geno Smith, man. And he said, listen, man, and I quote, man, Pete really, 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 said that, Geno has to get the ball out of his hands quicker. He said Smith's average throw time is 2.97 seconds. It's the fourth highest in the National Football League. He said, yeah, we want the ball out much quicker than that. He has not been consistent with his pass. So we got to do better. And he hasn't been consistent with that in the past. So this is the thing. If you have a marginal offensive line and then you have a guy that's holding on to the football too long, that's a recipe for disaster, right? That's a recipe for disaster. So now you got to ask yourself, why is he holding on to the ball too long? What's going on to where he's not letting the ball out, right? That's part and parcel to not seeing the field, man. And I'm going to be honest with you. And everybody in this chat knows something, man. Michael Smith said it the best, man. If we lose to the Titans, pack this season up. And that is 100% fact, yo. 100% fact. If we lose to the Titans, it is time to pack this season up, bro, because, they're at a race to the bottom with us. If we can't beat them, then that effectively says that we are the worst team in the National Football League. Unbelievable, man. Samuel says maybe he doesn't understand the system yet. But see, listen, there's a part of not understanding the system, and there's just vision, bro. Like if you got a guy running 20 yards down the field, waving his hand like, hello, throw the ball, that has nothing to really do with the system, so to speak, bro. That has really nothing to do with it. Who has the worst eyes? Geno Smith or Zamir White, man? It's looking like Geno, bro. But yeah, listen, Dan Teese is wilding right now. Dan, what the F is wrong with you? He said Geno is a habitual ball holder. Wow. I mean, how you gonna put that on our starting quarterback? What the F, man? But listen, we gotta be 100% here, man. This game is everything to see whether the season can kind of turn around and be a respectable season. And see, for my purview, it is all about respectability at this point. It's all about respectability. It's all about turning this thing around and making sure that they're building on what they've done. Now, I spoke about this yesterday, right? It's almost like you have to suspend your belief, right? Like my guy David Zorn said, he says, wasted. I honestly find it hard to believe that this much dumb shit has been done on accident. Do you think it's on purpose? Now, look, man, I really don't want to put that on, bro, because that's a heavy accusation to put on somebody, right? But what I will say is this, man. I think that when Geno Smith came to this team and the first season started, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. When you, well, all right, get my man up out of here. Yo, when you have a situation where your left tackle's hurt, when you have a situation where you're learning an offense early, when you have a situation where you have a tight end that is running, free down the field, that stretches plays, the all-world tight end, now he's not playing. This is something that we do have to consider as well, right? When we consider that he has a lot of rookie wide receivers, we also got to consider the fact that he's in a situation where he has superstar players playing with him in Seattle he's throwing football to. Here, not so much. You got some guys that are developing, right? So it's not, there's, like I said, it's an amalgamation of problems. It's not just Chip. It's not just Geno. Now, if you want to put percentages on it, I'm going to put 70% on Geno's shoulders, 100%, because he is the man who ultimately has to go out there and succeed. He is the man who ultimately has to make that decision to throw the ball, right? This is what we got to put up with, man. And my guy Anthony's in a place, man. He goes, what happens if this regime doesn't draft a QB next year, bro? Then as the world turns, right? If they don't draft a QB next year and they don't have a young guy on the roster they believe in, they have a serious problem. A serious problem. Yo, make sure y'all pay them bar tabs. Get wasted with your brother wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Share this thing out to all social media. And yo, my guy, I have to get into, some of the histrionics here with Geno Smith, right? We got to get into some of the histrionics. This was an issue, and this is not something that's mutually exclusive to the Raiders, right? And also, look, man, we haven't done particularly well in special teams, right? Now, out of 32 teams, the Raiders are tied for 31st, dead last, then in special teams. I mean, Pete Carroll's entire career, he has paid attention to the minute details, man. Pete Carroll's entire career, he has been a prep guy. And it is not looking like this team is very, very prepared. And there has to be something that is going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. Now, I don't know if you guys heard, but there is a rumor that Maxx Crosby had a players-only meeting. And I'm going to be honest with you, man. I think that is 100% needed. 100% needed. We could talk about bad coaching. We could talk about how old the coach is. We could talk about Chip Kelly. We could talk about all of this stuff, right? But at the end of the day, the most important thing is, for my purview, is that the Raiders, as players, take accountability for their own play. You the ones that are out there playing, bro. You the ones that are getting them snaps. You the ones risking your life. You are the ones who are getting paid a handsome amount of money to play ball, to play a kid's game. So for me, that it begins and ends with the players. It begins and ends to the players, man. And yo, people say that's all the Raiders do is talk. But at this point, AZ, look, we know, and I know that, they need to play better. We know, and I know that there has to be something to turn this thing around. And it's going to be play, right? But when you start talking about Maxx Crosby, he does a whole lot more than talk. So I think he's one of the only people in the building who has the gravitas. He's the only one in the building who has the right to say a damn thing. He is the only one in that building that has the right to say anything. Because I'm going to be real with you, bro. At this point, I wouldn't want to hear anything from anybody else on the team. Besides maybe Cole Miller when he was healthy. I wouldn't want to hear a damn thing. I wouldn't want to hear nothing. It's put up and shut up. Like my guy said, Jaron Bear said. It's put up and shut up, man. Get to chill. Because I think players know they're not getting extensions at the end of the year. But you would think they would want to be better to secure another bag somewhere else. Listen, bro, I'm going to be honest with you. These guys are playing for their livelihood, bro. Like when you got, listen, I am a man that has a career, right? I just got off of work. I'm always constantly, I show up every single day and I do my best because I got to keep that money flowing in. Look, bro, Wasted got a lot of responsibilities here. You know what I'm saying? You keep the main thing, right? So let me tell you something, bro. We as a fan base, we want them to win, but you don't want them to win more than they do. This is their life, bro. So I know these guys want to win. The thing about the NFL and anything in life is if you're not in the right situation and you don't have the right people supporting you and supporting what you got going on, you're not going to be successful. You're not going to be successful. Ever Smash said, yo, just want to say, I want that hoodie you got. Well, I appreciate it, bro. Yeah, my guy DJ Lenny Dangers of the place goes, look, this team needs to get better in all aspects, from the front office, the coach, and the player execution. It's not just one flaw, and it's an amalgamation of bull right now, bro, and they got to turn it around. But this is the only thing for me, right? And this is not me being a glass half full guy and being the eternal optimist and all of that kind of stuff. It's just me being pragmatic like I am, right? I'm a pragmatic guy. I have to be, right? I have to be a thinker. You can never, keep cutting away at the fabric of the organization every other year and think that you're going to be successful. The biggest problem with this team is that you have a lot of people who don't fit into whatever Pete Carroll wants to do. You have a lot of people who might not be their first choice, right? And then you got to ask yourself, are Pete Carroll, John Spytek, and Chip Kelly aligned? Yeah, they came in together. Spytek has final cut. So this is one of the things that we thought about. But when you really get into the nuts and bolts of this situation, right? You really get into it. You got to think about yourself. This is John Spytek's first GM job. His first GM job. That must have a heavy weight on his thought process. And also having a senior dean of a head coach like Pete Carroll, that weighs on you a lot more, bruh. It weighs on you. It must be a humongous weight on you to have a guy like Pete Carroll, because when you have a guy like Pete Carroll, right? How do you tell him no? Then being Pete Carroll, you go out and you hire a guy who did a terrific job at Ohio State, right? He has been all over college football. He has had a great amount of success, right? And then you pay the guy $6 million a year. Let me ask you a question. My guy 2 4s in a place, man. Let me ask you a question. The financial ramifications of having this guy. The financial ramifications. And let's think of it. He must feel like, listen, I'm going to do what I feel like I want to do. Because guess what? You don't like the job I'm doing? Fire me. Because I'm going to get my money. Ronnie Hustle is in a place, man. Salute. Got over 300 in the room. Get wasted with your brother wasted, man. So you got to ask yourself, man, is everybody, and this is a question that I have. Is everybody on the same page? Yo, to get a group of people to move together is one of the hardest things to do. To get a group of men to move in the same direction is one of the hardest. I do it every single day. It is one of the hardest jobs to get a bunch of men to move in the same direction. And I think that is part and parcel to what we're seeing on the football field. That is part and parcel of some of the decisions that have been made here. You have all people that want the same goal, but they might be taking a few different directions. And that's just from me having that kind of experience in life. Teen Tom said, I did it for 23 years in the corps. I do it every day at work. I do it every day, and I've done it for years. It is one of the hardest things to do, man. And what I will tell you is this, guys. No matter what the problem is, right? The Raiders are in a situation where the one thing that we do know is that there's some accountability that needs to be had. And everybody in the organization needs to be on the same page. There needs to be some accountability measures, because I'm going to be honest with you. Some of the stuff that I've heard from Geno Smith this season has really, really, really raised my eyebrows. And I'm not a guy that is a big attacker of Geno. I don't like the way he's played, right? And I also, was one of the guys who wanted to see a more physically talented quarterback on the center for the Raiders to be like kind of a placeholder. But man, some of the shit that I've been hearing from this guy is not great, man. I've heard him point the finger at Dante Thornton Jr. But some of this stuff I've been hearing from him, like I remember a couple of days ago, he said, I got the same process. If the ball tips up in the air and gets picked, 6 of the interceptions this year were tipped in the air. Johnny on the spot, defensive guy. Am I gonna look at that and say, well, don't throw it to that guy? Who you supposed to throw it to? I'm gonna throw it to that guy. And at times things happen, Smith said. I know, again, man, people get caught up in the results and they want to look at statistics and they want to try to blame, because that's how life goes when you're in a position I'm in. But I'm a lot smarter than that. I'm aware of the process and I know exactly what I'm doing out there. Guys make plays on me and I got to be smarter with the ball in those situations. But when I'm throwing to a wide open Jack Bech in the back of the end zone and the ball gets tipped up for an interception, there's not much you could really say about that, except they made a play and we did. Geno, listen, bro. I cannot fully agree with that, bro. I can't agree with that. If you have one game like that, yeah, right? That's not a trend. But when you have, like I told y'all, yo, 9 interceptions, bro, in multiple interception games, it can't be just somebody just made a play. Is it ball placement? Is it the wrong decision? Is it that you're throwing it too late and they read your eyes? What is it? The main problem with this team, and listen, guys, we're going to get more into the Titans game, but the main problem with this team is Geno Smith. Salute to my guy, Taino Raider, man. Salute, y'all. Salute to my guy, Raider Bubba is in the place, man. He's going to set the fucking record. Hey, Zon, I hope not. My dog Reese's in the place, man. If I'm injured in the DB of the Titans, I'm playing just so Geno can put my kids through college. Geno is throwing college scholarships worth of TDs. Yes, he is becoming the Santa Claus of the NFL. He is becoming the effing Santa Claus of the NFL. Oh, my God, man. But look, man, my guy Rorschach with the $2 holler, the first super of the day. If Wasted was in the Raiders org, I sleep better. Bruh, listen, man. But your lips to God's ears, brother. But look, man. It's just crazy, man. Rolling Dubs. He goes, why are we afraid of drafting a QB in the first 3 rounds, right? Well, we got to contextualize this, right? So let's look. Let's go post Al Davis, right? Post Al Davis. Al Davis dies. And then Hugh Jackson trades for Carson Palmer. Hugh Jackson, he trades for Carson Palmer. So when Hugh Jackson traded for Carson Palmer, the Raiders didn't have a first-round pick, and they were tied up. You know what I'm saying? So that's an issue, right? Then the Raiders go. Reggie McKenzie comes into the place to be. Reggie McKenzie drafts Derek Carr. Derek Carr's the guy. They went and got Matt Schaub. Y'all remember that? DC beat him out. Then DC was our quarterback for a very long time, and you had a bunch of people who were committed to Derek Carr. So you can't necessarily say that they don't commit to quarterbacks, right? But since Derek Carr's left, now the metric was, okay, we'll get a Band-Aid and a placeholder, and we're going to take BPA. And they weren't willing to take a risk because, yo, when you take a risk on a quarterback, a young quarterback, sometimes it could be a situation where it could extend your run. Right now, you look at the Raiders with, say for not the Raiders, but the Giants with Jackson Dart, right? I think Jackson Dart just bought Brian DeBall some time. I think he did. Salute to my brother Big Mike. Appreciate y'all, man. Listen, man. Look. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, yo. I got a whole crate of Raider drip that is definitely, look, this year, man, we want to leave no doubt who the fashion plate is, man. Salute, yo. My guy Hug D's, man. You're wasting. My brother from another mother. Just got an arm day in. I'm relaxing, watching one of my favorite content creators talk issues, hugs and stuff, my friend. Salute to my brother Hug D's, man. I'm glad to see you in a place to be, bro, and appreciate you for the $5 smackaroonie. Appreciate you, my brother. Larry DM. I have not been a supporter of Pete, but Chip's response to the run game to Pete is weird as hell. Chip's ass is going after the season booking. And Larry DM, if that is what it is, so be it, right? If that's what it is, but so be it. But I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. You know, I think the Raiders, if Chip gets out of his own way and kind of collaborates with Pete, I think they can fix this. Now, you know, look, and guys, I've spoken about this on the last live, bro. You know, everybody is like dogging Pete Carroll out and saying they never wanted Pete. But the thing is, what's to what avail? What's the alternative, right? You don't have a situation where, yo, you got the pick of the litter, bro. The Raiders not having a young quarterback on this roster that people want to develop puts them behind the 8 ball. Because it's like, yo, let's ask yourself something. Okay, I'm Ben Johnson. The job's available, right? I can coach Caleb Williams or Aiden O'Connell. Which one am I gonna do? I'm gonna pick Caleb. Yo, Liam Cohen was gonna go back. He was gonna go back because he had Baker. He wasn't leaving Baker. But when they say, yo, man, you want to come coach Trevor Lawrence, Sunshine, #1 pick, got some talent over here, Brian Thomas, all these guys. Yo, come on over here. You know what he said? Thank you very effing much, man. My dog, he said, I was back to 180 looking like a full-grown Ninja Turtle, bro. I ain't even mad at you, bro. I ain't mad at you, bro. I've been kind of locking in too, my brother. I've been locking in too, bro. But yo, this is the thing. This is the thing. And people talk about Jamarcus Russell, but we don't even got to go back that far. The reason why they have it is because, yo, the years that they were in that situation, the years that we were in that situation, bro, yo, you got it. And then even with this, right? He said we should have hired Harbaugh instead of Gruden. Things would be a lot different. I agree. I agree. And I think that's the time when we could have got Jim Harbaugh. I agree. But, you know, Mark hadn't. I think if there's been any mistake that Mark Davis has made being the owner of the Raiders, that's his biggest mistake is not hiring Jim back then and also giving John Gruden this much autonomy over the roster. That was a huge, huge problem, bro. Yeah, Cisco Duarte said, I've been in my gym shit too. I'm not drinking for 90 days fully locked. Yeah, man, I got to get back to it, man. I got to get back to cut up wasted, man. And you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be around, moving around. I'm going to be out in Vegas and stuff like that. I got some stuff planned. So I want to make sure I'm looking my best. You know what I'm saying? My cousin is getting married too. Big wedding. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure when I come out there, I show up and show out. You know what I'm saying? So you already know, man. But no, let's get back to it. So like I'm trying to tell y'all, man, when you start thinking about this stuff, right, it makes sense. In the last few years, Tom Telesco and his infinite wisdom did not think that one of the quarterbacks that was available when we went was something that he wanted to do. And I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I don't agree. But now, and you guys, I think you guys are putting the cart before the horse, right? We hired Pete knowing we need to start looking for a successful ASAP. What if we have to go through this transition all over again? And look, bro, and look, that is something that is a real phenomenon right there. Like that's a real thing, bro. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I really, 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 really think that, you know, you got guys like Rob Moore in this roster that could possibly be a replacement, right? If Patrick Graham does well, he could be a replacement. There could be guys on his offense. I'm just really living in the now, bro. I'm living in the now. I'm living in the now. Hey, Big Mike, that's a dope ass idea. That's a t-shirt. Hey, Hug. Yeah, I want in on that. The Clang and Bang Club, bro. Yo, and I know Rob Leonard, bro. Rob Leonard is a bright young coach, and he's coached all up and down this team. I'm not saying he's the heir apparent, but what I'm saying is, why not? Why not? You know what I'm saying? You got guys like Jesse Minter, stuff like that. Like, yo, it's a distinct possibility, right? So the main thing for me is this, right? I can't live in what's going to happen 2 years from now. I'm looking at Pete now, and I'm looking at this roster now, and I'm looking at this game with the Tennessee Titans, and don't you love the way I tied it up in a beautiful little bow? Oh, my God. And, yo, the Raiders are going into this game, you know, home favorites, 4.5. You know what I mean? This is the best time, man, for a humiliating win after an emotional win. Humiliating loss after emotional win, right? Like, if Tennessee is who I think they are, it's a team with a lot of talent, man, you know, up front. You know, you got some old Raiders over there. You got Hattie over there, Jihad Ward. Man, you got, you know, Jeffrey Simmons, man. And Jeffrey Simmons is one of the very best at his position, man. I mean, make no mistake about it. This guy is an absolute monster, and he's been playing great. You know, and this Raider defense and Raider offensive line are going to be put on notice, man. This Raider defense and offensive line is going to be put on notice, right? Because we can't have a situation where, you know, this defense outperforms our Raiders, man. We cannot have it, man. We cannot have it, man. And to be honest with you, man, when you start thinking about, you know, the biggest, I think, concern for the Raiders, it is defending the middle of the field. It is Jordan Meredith. I think Jordan Meredith is a guy that has to have the game of his life to not have, you know, Jeffrey Simmons blow this damn game up. You know, like, look, man, the Titans have showed improvement, man, but they have been one of the worst teams even worse than us at protecting their quarterback, man. You know, Cam Ward is leading the league, getting sacked at least 2 times a game, man. I mean, this offensive line has been terrible. Now, look, man, I think that the Titans are getting healthy right in time for the Raiders, man. They showed a lot of improvement up front, man, and the starting 5 is going to be back to full strength. Right tackle J.C. Latham missed the first 4 games. Will be back. You know what I'm saying? So, look, man, they're going to give Cam Ward more time, and they're going to keep him from absorbing so many hits, man. Now, Maxx Crosby, who can wreck a game, we know Max will wreck a game, bro, has only had 2 sacks and 8 tackles for a loss in 2025, man. And Maxx Crosby is on the field more than almost anybody, man. His play time is 98.0 percentage play from 2025. That's the highest amongst defensive linemen, man. So, you know, this is a game where, and Lincoln Kennedy touched on this, man, and salute to Lincoln Kennedy, man. This is a game that the rest of the defensive linemen need to get active, man. It is 100%, man. It is 100%. This is what we need, man, because the Titans line, a lot of people are saying how bad that line is. With J.C. Latham coming back, they will be better. You know, adding one lineman really a lot of the times, especially if it's a good lineman, really, really changes the complexion of an offensive line as a unit. Look at how things are when we have JPJ and when we don't, right? Look at how the line looks with Colton Miller and without him. One lineman can make a whole hell of a lot of difference. In the first 5 games, the Tennessee Titans have given up the second most sacks in the league to opposing defenses, averaging just under 4 sacks a game, bro. It's crazy. They've given up 19, bro. So, listen, I know that is how it previously was, but I don't think it will continue that way. I really don't. And salute to my guy, man, Raider Roscoe with the $2 slap-a-rooney. Who we repping if it came to it? Spytek or Carroll? I mean, bro, I would most likely hope that it was John Spytek. I will hope it was John Spytek because Pete Carroll, listen, man, I don't know how long Pete Carroll's going to live, right? But I don't know how effective he can be coaching a football team in his 80s, right? This is unprecedented, never been done before. I would go with the young buck. I would go with the guy that's aligned with one of the owners in the ownership group. That's what I would do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's me. My guy, Ghost Raider, became a YouTube member. Salute for joining the Wasted Town Army. Salute to my guy, Big Mike Raider, gifting 10 Raider Nation Unlimited Wasted Talent memberships to the masses, bro. Salute to you, my brother. You know you ain't got to do that, Big Mike, man. I appreciate you, my dog. Thank you, bro, for making a Wasted Talent Army grow in droves, man. Telling you right now, man. But listen, it's like my guy Rudy just said. He goes, be nice for this D-line to shine and get some sacks and get some swag back. If there's ever gonna be that kind of game, this is the game that the Raiders get their swagger back, bro. This is the game, man. This is the game, man. Like I said, man, after an emotional win, this is the best time for a humiliating loss that the Raiders can go give Tennessee. Now, Tennessee won that game on a wing and a prayer, bro. That game was the holy roller and the sea of hands game all rolled up into one. That game they won against Arizona. They should have never won that game. I mean, it was an amalgamation of flukes for them to win that game, bro. And as far as bad as the Raiders have been over 5 games, the Titans have been infinitely worse than the Raiders. Now, and they were completely bailed out in that last game. Make no mistake about it. The Raiders have lost 4 in a row and failed to cover any spreads. So, you know, I don't want to give you guys any score predictions, man. And we scored just 6 points against Indianapolis, right? But the problem lies within the turnovers. When you turn the football over, you suck the air out of the team. You suck the energy out of the defense. You know, you suck the life out of a team like Jenna Jameson. It is unbelievable, man. Pete Carroll is in the place to be. Honestly, my coach would be better if I listened to Wasted Talent more. Pete Carroll, I think that you are absolutely effing right, old man. Oh, my God, man. Yo, the Titans game reminded me of the Cardinals game where we were up 20-0. Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. And then that was the first time that we saw Hunter Renfrow get the Sonic rings knocked out of him, man. You remember that? That F is going on. Now, this is a good thing, too, right? I look at this game, right? And I look at our secondary. And the defensive line hasn't been great. But the defensive line can't do what they need to do if the secondary is leaving people open, running down the field with their hand up and within, you know, a millisecond. The secondary has to play better. I think getting Eric Stokes back, getting you know, the young fella Darian Porter out there who has played 100 times better than Kai Blue Kelly. I mean, Kai Blue Kelly, man, was in a bad spot, man. He's a guy that was never supposed to start. I think Pete and them were trying to bring the rookie along slowly. I think they did him a disservice. So Kai Blue Kelly is a guy that should have been a depth piece as far as a starter, and he's been getting absolutely roasted. Yo, my guy, Rudy DeVette Russo, with the $10 holla, bro. Here are some words of wisdom. Don't eat the yellow snow. Expect the unexpected. And take your apex and get the F up out of there. You damn right, Rudy. Get the F up out of here with that crap. It's a family show, Rudy. Talk about eating yellow snow. I mean, what the F is going on with you, Rudy?
Shut your lame ass up, man.
The F up out of here. This damn yellow snow. Salute to my guy Rudy, man. Yo, that was hilarious, yo. Yo, my dog hugged these. This is either the game where we turn it around a little or end up in the gulags with Anthony and Bodega. If we lose to the Titans and go 1-5, I'm permanently banning those two. Bad juju. Yo, hug these, definitely. It is time to block Anthony and Bodega if we lose. Gulag time, baby. Dave Zor said, what? You ain't never had a lemon icy? No, because it looked like PP. Hell no. Now, I don't do the lemon icy, bro. Now, the coconut joint was the joint, bro. The coconut joint. See, you know what's crazy, bro? You have, you know, the lady in the cart. Bro, man, I remember I was out there. I was on my spot, you know what I'm saying, in Newark. And I'm out there, you know, in the car. We was doing the leaves and stuff like that, bro. And the lady come up with the cart, man. Went to go get an icy, man. Ices is like, I think it's like $8 or some shit like that, man. Yo, let me tell you something. Yo, the icy lady, it used to be like $2, bro. Yo, I'm telling you, they got to stop with this inflation, bro. You know it's bad. We down bad when an icy is like, I think it's like $6 or $8. I got to ask my wife, yo. I might be tripping. Hey, babe, how much did the icy lady go up to down in Newark? Oh, it's $4. It's $4. Yo, remember it used to be $1? It's $6 or $4? Yeah, well, that lady got over on me. The last time I bought one, it was $6. Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh my God, man. All right, baby. All right. Yeah, yo. But yeah, man, $6 for an icy, bro. Crazy, bro. My dog rated Bubba with the $10 slap-a-rooney, man. 344 watching, not even 200 likes. Here's the helping to keep the lights on, the great content. Ways appreciate you, bro. Thank you, my brother. My God, pessimistic and optimistic Frank is in the place too, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yo, I paid $6 for icy. Yes, Mrs. Wasted is in the place to be. I know Mrs. Wasted is probably mad at me because I am supposed to be at the block meeting for the Halloween party. We do this thing where we close our block down, and you know the kids, we get a bouncy house and all this stuff for kids and get candy, and the kids do the trunk or treat thing. I don't have no little kids anymore. You know what I'm saying? I got a high schooler and a college kid. So, but you know, my high schooler is a Halloween baby, so she loves Halloween. So we're gonna participate. I don't know. You know, I don't normally participate in all of that crap, you know, but I'm gonna participate this year. So I think Miss Waste is mad at me because I didn't go to the town meeting. But I'm a jerk anyway, man. I don't really want to talk to none of my neighbors, bro. I only talk to like 2 of my neighbors. That's it. I'm a jerk. I stay to myself, man. Yo, everyone is block party. You damn right, yo. You damn right. Teaser said, yo, they better put some vodka in that $6 icy. Bro, I'm trying to tell you something, bro. Man, I'm telling you right now, that icy better be made with the finest of breast milks. Yo, my God, yo. Yo, my guy, Sally Mitchell said, I paid $78 for a pair of Chucks and used to only pay $20 for them, yo. Yeah, man. Hey, that's right, Hug. Man, F them neighbors, bro. Yeah, bro. Listen, man. Bro, I don't not stay to myself, bro. I stay to myself, brother. My dog Chuck Hernandez with the $40 or $50 bomb, my brother. I appreciate you, bro, for blessing the channel, man. Keeping the lights on over here, Raider Nation Unlimited, man. Thanks for covering the Raiders. I'm disappointed in the team, yet I remain a fan of the team. And I do like the way you cover our team. Thank you from Texas. Chuck, man, yo, appreciate you, bro. You the GOAT. Appreciate you for keeping the lights on here over here, my brother. And bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. This year it hasn't been fun, man. It hasn't been fun at all because we had a lot of hope, man, because you know, having a guy like Pete Carroll in the building, we didn't think this was gonna be a slow burn. We thought that we were gonna build, we were gonna be competitive every game. You know, I could see us being 1-4 when I was going over the games, right? You know, the optimist and the Raider fan of me, I don't want to come on here and tell y'all, yo, we gonna be 1-4. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard for me to do that. It's hard for me to be objective sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. It is very hard because I love the team, right? But this is the thing, man. This is the thing, bro. It's a situation where, you know, if we're being honest, we could see this happening, right? Things go the wrong way, but it's not how it's not that we lost, it's how we losing. It's how we losing, bro. It's how we losing. We're gonna get back into the game, yo. Yeah, being objective sucks, man, because being objective is like telling it's like telling yourself is like when you're a little kid, there's no Santa Claus. You know, it sucks, man. And yo, Hug these. What the F are they up? Yo, Rudy Verusa says, Wasted is a PTA gangster. You get the F up out of here with your crap, Rudy. I am the PTA Don. The PTA Don, yo. My dog David Zaw. True hugs. We some God-fearing, good folks over here. It is a family show up in here. And you know what? I notice him every time David Zahn comes up in here, the debauchery happens. We cannot have this crap. The F is going on. The L Rocket needs to be acknowledged for the 1,000th time with the $2 slap-a-rooney. What is the deal, L Rocket? My dog, man. Wasted. She got that ice from the manufacturer for $8. Yeah, Rorschach. I know, right? Dog. She probably went to Restaurant Depot, got her a little cart. You know what I'm saying? Like Eddie Murphy used to say, man. Ice cream. And then here we come, right? But listen, bro, I'm gonna tell you something. I bought that $6 icy. It was worth every goddamn penny because it was hot as hell outside when I was out there smoking. Yeah, man. But yo, I'm gonna tell you, to get off my lawn game, it's heavy in here, y'all. We got almost 500 in the room, y'all. Some God-fearing people over here, man. Yo, so much nastiness in the chat, such vulgar. I've never seen it all my 24 years of living. You know what you've never seen in your 24 years of living? Do you know what you've never seen in your 24 years of living? A block of mythic proportions, because it's coming your way, DeMokes, you effing bum. Yo, my guy, Reese Rock, the Titans are talentless and have a rookie. They have all the reason to be 1-4. We don't have those problems. We shouldn't have the same record. Bro, we shouldn't. But if it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, right? But listen, bro, the theme for the day, like I said, man, is that you can name and you can blame, or you can learn and improve. You can name and you can blame and you can learn and improve. And that's really what it's all about. You can name and you can blame, but you got to learn to improve, bro. And this is the week that it starts. Uncle Goat says, hot take, 12-5. Yo, bro, let me tell you something, bro. Whatever the hell that you are smoking right now, my brother, I want some of it too, bro. Because that is some extreme hopium. And listen, man, I gotta, I'm sorry, bro.
Shut your lame ass up.
The F up out of here. Nobody thinks we're gonna be no damn 12-4, man. The F up out of here, man. Yo, Rorschach. Damn, DeMokes 24 years old. I remember I had my first beer. Yo, that's crazy, bro. DeMokes is only 24 years old. Yo, DeMokes could be my kid. DeMokes can be my kid. That's insane, bro. Yeah, yo, bro, my man that said we're gonna be 12-5. I think my man had a dyslexic moment right now, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. Wasted. What's up with our team, man? Someone to help. Pillages for fun, bro. If I can help, bro, listen, bro. If I had that kind of a stroke in the building, bro. Oh my God, man. Arden Key is out for the game, another former Raider. So look, guys, let's get into the injury report, man, because I've been kind of on my soapbox bugging out with y'all, man. You know, it happens, man. It happens. But, you know, we got to ask ourselves, right, before we get to the injury report, right? So when you guys say, why are we bad, right? Why are we bad? You got a lot of things that are going on, man. But like Patrick Graham, right? Patrick Graham is everybody is sick and tired of being sick and tired, which I love, right? But Patrick Graham said, yo, listen, I would tell you, I'm so tired of trying to be mindful of my language, of talking about whatever it is we got to do. That's how they feel. We got to do. So I could talk about, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to just make it happen. We got to take the ball away. However it happens, that's what we got to do. So now, how am I talking to them? You can see my whole mood and demeanor change. I'm done talking. We got to do. We're unlucky. I mean, the language I would use right now is F that. But no, we got to do. Just win, baby. You just got to do. That's what we got to do. And I love that shit, man. I love that shit. But most of this crap is when you start talking about where everything begins and ends, and I'm going to circle all the way back to the beginning of the show. It has to be Geno Smith taking accountability for playing better. And guys, I have a mandate for Pete Carroll. Effing mandate. Let me tell you something. If Pete Carroll does not sit Geno Smith on his ass when he throws an interception, I am going to lose my shit. My dog, Big Mike in the place. He goes, God, if you're listening, help. The doctor said I need a backiotomy. That half baked. But nah, like on the real. And I'm going to tell you why it shouldn't be wait to the next game. Because it's two things. You got to find out if Kenny Pickett can even play. You got to find out how healthy he is. You got to find out, how he will do in the framework of this offense. You have to find this out. Now, there are some people who will tell you that Chip Kelly's offense is more suited for Kenny Pickett. And my brother Tone had hit me up, man, to let me know what the hell's going on with this, man. And I never even thought about this. But he said, hey, wait, there's something I'd like to share with you. Shout out to my guy Tone El Padre, man. He goes, I'd love to hear your opinion. He says, Chip Kelly is a Mark Whipple student. The bones of his offense is from Coach Whipple's offense. And guess whose offense Kenny Pickett ran in his last year of college? You get it. Coach Whipple. I'm not saying Kenny will resurrect our team, but at a minimum, it's definitely something that we need to talk about, no? So this is one of the reasons why I brought this up. Kenny Pickett is probably more suited and more familiar with Chip Kelly's offense than Geno is. And I personally think that if the man turns the football over, you have no choice but to find out just how successful Kenny could be, especially in a game against a bad football team. So that going into the next week, if Kenny goes out there and cooks and wins the game, right, or whatever, now you can prepare him to give the Chiefs a different look, and Geno can go back to what he's always done, which is be a backup quarterback. It's not like his ego is too big not to sit on the bench, right? Now, I know you got to follow the money, right? Most of the time in the National Football League, you got to follow the money. That is just clear, right? But at the end of the day, when I think about the best way to handle this, I think that sitting him down is an accountability measure, right? I also think that sitting him down puts you in a space where you can prepare both quarterbacks so you can have them battle it out. You can have Kenny take over. Or if Kenny doesn't play well, now we can take that off the table and eliminate that from our purview and our thought process. I mean, what do you guys think about that? What do y'all think about that? I mean, you guys think I'm cooking with gas right now? What do you think? Currently sitting on the toilet, dropping a Geno. Oh, my God. Too much effing information. The F is wrong with you pillaging. I mean, my God, man. I mean, TMI, bro. What the F, man?
That's a tutorial that says you know what the fuck you doing.
My God. This man is up here dropping a deuce right now. Wait, what? Raider man, I'm ready to fire Spy Tech for extending Geno immediately. Yo, man, will you get the F up out of here with that crap? Get out of here with that, bro. Get out of here, bro. First of all, listen, and this is the reason why I wonder whether everybody's on the same sheet of music. If I'm John Spytek, right, and I'm a young GM, if I have a young coach, I can guarantee you that John Spytek will go out there and probably would have signed a young quarterback and drafted a young quarterback relatively early, right? But when you have a Chip Kelly, you got a Pete Carroll who has a history in this league, and both of those guys are older guys, right? They were in a win now metric, and I think that's really hurt them, yo. Little money, man. My guy, get to chill. I've been on this Kenny wave since game 2. I've seen this version of Geno before. We all have, bro. Look, I'm from the tri-state area, bro. I remember when Geno came into the league and he got his jaw wired shut by Ike and Pale. But guys, you guys got to stop with all of this shit, man. You got to stop. My guy, AZ Raider, you got to stop with this fire the coach stuff. Don't make no damn sense. Only coach that should be fired is the special teams coach. Now, guys, the special teams, like I said earlier in the show, is the worst in the National Football League. The worst in the National Football League. And we are up against it, guys. Let's get back into the game, right? The Raiders are 27th in pressure rate, 25th in pressures, 24th in sacks, man. they got to do a better job of getting pressure on a young rookie quarterback, right? And also on the other side of the football, let's be real, man. We got two teams that are pretty bad, right? This ain't the greatest matchup of all times, right? But it's intriguing because you got Cam Ward. You got to see if his maturation continues. You have the Raiders and Geno Smith. Can we turn the ship around? And the Raiders have the man that needs to be stopped, needs to be slowed down, and Jeffrey Simmons, man. You know, even though the team has struggled, you know, Jeffrey Simmons is always Jeffrey Simmons. That's why he's a superstar player, man. He has the second highest pass rush grade and the fourth highest pass rush win rate of any interior defender in the league, man, per PFF. So this is a guy that's on top of his game. He's on top of the league right now. He's been solid against the run. He has 9 run stops this season. He's been good for 4th amongst defensive tackles. He is a force, and we have a guy in the middle in Jordan Meredith that has not shown me since he's been a starter that he can stand up against a player of that caliber. And now we have a situation. We have a rookie quarterback who needs to be pressured. So we got to ask ourselves, who is going to step up? Who is going to be Max's running mate? We thought it was Malcolm Kuntz, but Malcolm Kuntz is coming back from a lower leg extremity, bro. He had lower extremity injury, bro. Lower extremity injury. We got a situation where, Tyree Wilson on the milk carton. How much more playing time are they going to get this guy? This is an Adam Butler special, guys. Shout out to my guy, DeMarcus Webb. This is an Adam Butler special. Adam Butler got paid, and he is flying under the radar because nobody's thinking about him. It's time. Hug these talking. What the F is going on here? Pleasure Point was the shit we stayed playing hooky. I miss his Pleasure Point. What the F? Guys, Hug D's is on here talking about going to a massage parlor or something. What the F is going on, Hug D's? What is wrong with you? Yo, my guy Reese Ross said everyone is guarding a deep ball. If Geno turns the ball over, bro, it's crazy because, there was a question out there. I saw an article. I gotta find it, man. There was an article that was a little weird, man. They were saying that there is a Geno Smith playbook. Like there is a Geno Smith. There's a situation in the league where people have a Geno Smith defense, and it kind of looks like that to me. Like cover 2 shell is like the bane of his existence, I guess, right? But is there a Geno Smith defense, bro? Is there? We gonna have to see, bro. We gonna have to see. Does the league have papers on Geno Smith? And if they do, what are the Raiders gonna do to prevent that? I gotta find this article. I gotta find it, man, because it's a dope article, man. I think it was in Raiders Beat. Yeah, yes it was. This was on Raiders Beat, right? It was on the Just Win Baby podcast. And they say the pushback seems to come from a time when Geno played with the Jets. He was a very bad quarterback with the Jets, but he was a completely different quarterback with Seattle. And what's he doing now? That doesn't change, that didn't change the Seahawks. It's kind of crazy the drop-off has happened that Geno Smith that we're seeing now. And it was legitimately one of the most accurate quarterbacks on the Seahawks, right? His target rate was 6.9, and I don't want to go into that, but they talk about how there might be a Geno Smith defense. There might be a Geno Smith defense, and everyone around the league knows about it, and we don't. Listen, we got to focus, right? You got to give Ashton Genty the ball. Chip Kelly has to get in some more conventional sets. I love that JJ Pegues is on the active roster, and I love that he's healthy. He's a full participant today in practice. He will be playing, right? I'm hoping that they use JJ Pegues in short yardage. I'm hoping that they use him in a situation where they get him out there blocking and stuff like that. I would love to see that. I think the Raiders need to put some more beef up there in the front. Wait. Aiden Trash. What the F is going on, man? Bodega. Hugs be on that angel dust. Man, get the F up out of here, man. Leave my man Hug alone. Bodega, you about to get blocked. You don't ever talk about Hug D's. Hey guys, let me ask you guys a question, man. Did you guys get a chance to check out the pod that me and Q had last weekend? I need you guys to check that out, man. Me and Q Myers got together. I gotta clip that too and put that up. But listen, I wanted to ask y'all, did you guys check that out? Check it out. There was some gems in there, right? My guy Rudy Vet Russo, could we please play Eckenberg to see if he's the next Robert Spillane? I don't know, bro. I don't know. Hey, Wasted, what style of offense did Geno Smith, make successful? The thing is, I wasn't really super familiar about what they were running out there. Like if I'm not mistaken, I think that's back when Dave Canales was out there with Geno and helped him turn it around. Dave Canales now is the head coach of the Carolina Panthers, right? But, I would imagine it's Dave Canales' scheme. You know what I mean? He has like a very run-heavy, pass-heavy kind of an offense. You know what I mean? And I'm going to be honest with you. I really don't, I wasn't familiar. I got to look that up for you, though, bro. I really don't know, S-Dot. I'm going to be honest with you. Johnny Ramirez in a place, man. Salute, bro. Welcome. CJ already said you and Q was a fire combo. Yeah, no, I was, man. I appreciate that, man. Bro, the JT the Brick Show profile pic of Wasted makes me chuckle every time. Looking like he just saw Bodega and DeMokes playing pocket pool. Bro, it makes me laugh, too. I got to change my picture, bro. Because it looked like something that, it looked like something that freaking Bodega put up there. Like, it looked like a joke from Bodega or something like that. Yo, that joke is crazy, yo. He said, dang, I didn't know you and Q rocked it. Shout out to Q. I rock with my guy, too. I'm going to check it out. Yeah, check it out after the show, bro. It was a great hookup, man. Salute, man. Salute to my guy, J-Rock71. When you break up and down the special teams, the O-line, musical chairs, inability to cover, tackle early, late in the ball game, I look at Pete, Geno, and Kelly that essentially blew the LA and the Bears game respectively. And that's a fact, bro. And when you think about it, bro, the only coach that I will sanction people in my audience saying needs to be fired right now is Tom McMahon. Tom McMahon has been a train wreck, right? Now, one of the things about the Raiders that I can say about their special teams to why it is taking a step down is that most vets don't want to play special teams, right? And the Raiders have a lot of young players, and they got a lot of young guys that are on special teams that have never really played special teams, right? I think that's part and parcel of the reason why the Raiders went out there and really, signed some linebackers, signed some defensive players who have been in this league, man. You know what I mean? I am really, really glad to see that they went out and got Jamin Davis, man, because he's a guy, he's a 100 tackle guy from Washington. He is going to be on the special teams. And I got to pronounce the kid's name, Rudiger, whatever, the other linebacker that we brought in that Pete Carroll has some familiarity. He is a special teamsman by trade. He has played mostly special teams. He's a special teams ace. I think that is going to help kind of solve some of the problems we have. And we get a heaping helping of Michael Mayer back. Michael Mayer will be on that kick unit team. AJ Cole is going to be out this week. Brock Bowers will be out this week, and it's all good. You know what I'm saying? But this is a Michael Mayer special as well. Michael Mayer has to show up and show out, man. Tom the Clown McMahon, same dude that the Donkeys fired after the disastrous PR against us. That's right. And Tom McMahon is a guy that we were warned about. He was a guy who did a lot of bullshit out there in Denver when our guy Marquette King was out there kicking. Tried to change his kicking motion and all this other stuff and kind of ruined the guy, man. Shout out to my guy Rudy Vet Russo. Beetlejuice, if you know, you're about to get blocked, Rudy. Rudy, that is it. Rudy, that is it. That is it, Rudy. Rudy, listen, you are going timeout. The F is wrong with you, Rudy. You're doing it again, Rudy. That is it. You're doing it again. Rudy the Vet Russo, what the F is going on here? Rudy, you got to come to the front of the congregation. That's it. You got to come to the front of the congregation. Rudy, we are putting you on live right now.
Oh, no.
What the F is wrong with you, Rudy?
Nothing, man. If you know, man. If you know, you know.
You blocked 30 seconds. You bum. Oh, my God, bro. The F is up with this guy. 5 minutes for you, Rudy, in the gulags. Yeah, that is a first. I've never seen a wrench sent to the gulags. That is a first, Hug D's. You let that be a lesson to all of you. If Rudy can be sent to the gulags, you can be too. Nah, Hug, man. Come on, bro. My bad, Wasted. I'm pretty sure I'm responsible for that JT picture. Raider Bubba, you definitely are, bro. You definitely are, Raider Bubba. This is a bunch of crap. Some nasty work up in here, man. They said blocking your own mod. Oh, man. Yo, y'all are stupid, man. Man, so yo, we gotta get into some things to watch, man. Right? We're gonna need more from our tight end group. You know, Geno Smith has really been leaning on our wide receivers, especially in the flat. We're gonna need a big Michael Mayer game. You know, we're going to have to force some turnovers too, man. And we're also gonna have to keep the Titans from getting turnovers. This is a team who were a turnover forcing machine in week 1, man. They couldn't reap the benefits of it. And, you know, we don't want the Raiders to fall into, you know, that kind of a trap. You know what I mean? Like, the Titans are a team, man, that is very, very surprising, man. You know, the Titans are a team that has some talent, man. They have a team that is capable of stopping the run, man. Now, you know what I mean? They're ranked 30 in NFL rushing defense. They've allowed 146 yards per game. And, you know, this really needs to be an Ashton Jeanty special, right? Jeanty has 82 carries for 349 yards from the line of scrimmage and some touchdowns. He has some back-to-back games with 100-plus scrimmage yards. But, you know, he's caused 29 missed tackles. You know, he's only second behind Jonathan Taylor. He's had 12 runs of 10-plus yards. And, you know, when you look at the Titans, you have Cedric Gray. He is a really special young linebacker. He's been a tackling machine, man. Right. And then you have, you know, Jeffrey Simmons, once again, man, who's a force up front. We have to do the best we can to support and outfit Ashton Jeanty as much as we possibly can, man. You know, but these are two teams on life support, man. And we can't go out sad like this, losing and being looked at as rank and file as the worst team in the National Football League. We can't have that happen, man. We just can't, man. I'm sorry, man. You know, it's crazy, man. Like, and there's a lot of stuff floating around, man. There's a lot of erroneous things going around. I mean, you know, there are people saying that it's friction in the locker room. It's a rough patch, and when guys aren't winning, there's always friction in the locker room, in a sense, right? I don't know if this team is totally aligned, right? You know, Marshall Newhouse spoke on this. He said you heard murmurs about Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly headbutting. And bro, when you have two guys that are as accomplished as these two guys, you're gonna have them kind of issues, man. You're gonna have those kind of issues. My guy CGR, appreciate the fire contact waste. Appreciate you, bro. JP Lacoste, JPJ back to center will fix a lot of these ills. This is the thing, man. I think this is the week right now. This week is going to be a true test of a lot of things. Can Geno Smith play a coherent, mistake-free football game and give the Raiders a chance to win? Can Chip Kelly paradigm shift and call a better football game, right? Can Chip Kelly do what he needs to do, right, and adapt to the situation at hand? You know what I'm saying? And then we got to ask ourselves something, right? If Pete Carroll sees Geno Smith make mistakes like that? If Pete Carroll sees Jordan Meredith get dominated, does Pete Carroll take ownership of himself and say to myself, hey, I was wrong. Let me change this. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me change this. My guy, Paul Pirro, the Raiders need to get their shit together. The Titans might come in and pull a Giants game last night. Yeah, man. It seemed like everybody is talking about that Giant game. People talking about Jackson Dart and stuff like that. But yo, like you said, the speculation will persist as long as they lose. And that's a stone cold lead pipe fact if I've ever seen one. A stone cold lead, my guy, Raider Bubba. Oh, yeah, you are not responsible for that picture, man. My guy S. Dot, man, with the $5 slap of Rooney, man. And my salty is F if Scatterboo can go off with the fullback and one jumbo formation off tackle. Why not us? The shit works. Chip got to get out of his own way. And that's a fact, bro. The thing we got to ask is, will he self-evaluate, bro? No one is above an unceremoniously block. I am back. Oh, my God, Rudy's back. You better stop your crap. Welcome back, Rudy. Welcome back, Rudy. Welcome back. But yeah, my guy Chuck Taylor's in a place. Very simple. Will he self-evaluate, bro? And that's the thing, Chuck. That is you either realize the reality of the situation and adapt, or you die in this league. And that's it. Will he be able to adapt? My dog, something between the play calling and Geno's progression list is off. On the shot to Thornton that was interception, Tucker was wide open above him. 5 games into the new regime, we got to breathe. Bro, I don't know, man. You know, this is kind of who Geno's been, right? He's a guy that throws it up. And it's a little different when you're throwing it up to DK Metcalf. Like, those guys didn't advocate for Geno out there. So you got to ask yourself, right? And S-Dot is 100% right, bro. He's 100% right. He, like, in a way that it is scary that they can't see this, right? Yo, the jumbo stuff needs to work. It needs to work, man. You need to go back to old school smash mouth football when all else fails. If you look at the way the Giants were winning, the Giants said, listen, man, we're not letting the Eagles push us around. And they went out there and did some pushing back on their damn own, man. Now, guys, let's talk about this before I get out of here, because you know we kind of went off on a tangent, right? And I didn't put up the injury report, and I am sorry for that. You know what I'm saying? We are going to be getting the injury report going. We got our injury report, y'all. And if you will look, Brock Bowers' knee did not participate, which is concerning. He's out. AJ Cole is limited. He's questionable. I'm hoping that they keep him out. Maxx Crosby is a full participant all week. Mayer's a full participant. He will go. Jackson Powers-Johnson, full participant. He will go. Eric Stokes is a full participant. Getting him back is going to be a godsend for the Raiders, man. And J.J. Pegues was not listed for his knee, but he's a full participant. Let's hope that they use J.J. Pegues in that backfield with Ashton Genty, man. My God. Now, listen, man. Blake Hance, offensive lineman, did not participate. He's going to be out. Marcus Harris is going to be out. Van Jefferson is questionable, wide receiver for the Titans. Arden Key, Mr. just missed it by just a bit outside, is not going to be there. Tyler Lockett's going to be balling. J.C. Latham will be there. James Lynch will be in the place to be. Bryce Oliver is going to be limited. He's out. Oh, my God. L'Jarius Sneed had a little rest. He will be playing. Now, L'Jarius Sneed is a sneaky good corner, man. Tajay Spears is going to be playing. James Williams Sr. will be playing. Kevin Winslow Jr. will be playing, bro. And Tony Pollard is going to be playing. So, look, they got a lot of young players, man. And they got a lot of young guys that are not established. But they also do have an amalgamation of guys who have been very successful in this league. They really do, man. My guy, J Rock with the $5 slap of Rooney. We need to utilize Besh and Mayer Sunday. Kelly isn't giving his playmakers time, especially the O-line. Roll Geno out the pocket, less shotgun. I think Geno has to do that. I think Geno has to use his legs. I also think Geno, being a veteran quarterback, needs to check out of some of this shit. See, that's the reason why I was okay with having a Band-Aid at quarterback, because I thought that he was going to be a guy who can check out of things like that. Veteran quarterbacks should have the autonomy at the line. They're the ones out there playing and getting hit. You know, Geno's going to have to check into some of the things we're saying. If we can see it, I'm sure they can see it. As I said, they punched the Eagles in the mother effing mouth, and Scatterboo treated them like a bitch. Respect for him skyrocketed. That's a fact, man. This is not a Giants show. The Giants have an offensive system that's been in place for years now. Our new system is going to take time. It won't do us any good to rip it down now. And I don't necessarily think that you need to rip it down, right? You don't have to rip the house down. You just got to renovate it a little bit. You got to put some nails up, you know, on the wall and hang some pictures. You got to go out there, get that paintbrush and that paint spray and paint the walls a little bit. You got to go out there and clean that floor a little bit. You know, I really think that is part and parcel of the issue here. It really is, bro. My guy, Mark Edie, said, wasted mother effing talent, baby. He talking about rip down the offense. We're not trying to rip it down. In one of four says he's got it absolutely right. We're not trying to rip nothing down. We're not trying to rip nothing down. Chip's offense is fine. He's been out of the league. He'll optimize what he's got in the play call. Mark Edie, we haven't seen that yet, my brother. And that is the problem. We need to see that in real time. We need to see that in real time. Chip has to adapt or die, man. A miserable death. Salute to everybody out there, man. Solly Mitchell. I build houses for a living. It all starts with a strong foundation. And I think that the minds in this building and some of the leadership in this building, i.e. Maxx Crosby, this is one of the reasons why when people talk about trading Maxx Crosby, I'll have none of it. Based off of what he did today in that locker room, guys like that are invaluable to a locker room. You don't have many people that are like that anymore. And this takes time. But guess what? This game, and this game only, is the game that shows us really how bad we are. If we lose to the Titans, we are a terrible football team, and we are in for a long, arduous, disgusting, gulag season, bro. Man, I'm telling y'all right now. Listen, guys, get some more questions in. Get some more comments in. It's about time that I get out of here and I roll the train back into the train station, everybody. You let me know. We're going to be getting out of here in a few minutes, man. You guys get your questions in, get your comments in, get wasted with your brother, wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I hope that you guys will share this out to all social media. Also, Sunday, as usual, 7 p.m., right after the game, the Wasted Talent post-game show will be sick and silly. We will be going crazy. Wake up with Wasted and Big Mike. I don't know if that's going to be happening, bro, because I have to work. I got required to work overtime in the morning. So I got to work in the morning. But the post-game show will be jumping. We might have a special guest or two, too. But the post-game show will be jumping. Make sure y'all share that thing on all social media and jump on and get wasted with your brother Wasted, man. And become a member, yo. Become a member. My guy, Gotham City Raider. He goes, if the Raiders trade Cosby, that will hurt more than when they traded Mack. Yeah, I think so. Because at least we still had Carr here. Rant or no rant, that is the question. I know, man. I tell you what, it's going to be an epic one if we fucking lose. I'll tell you that. There will be no positivity from Wasted Talent if we lose to the woeful Tennessee Titans, bro. I'm telling you right now. Look, man, at least we still had Carr. At least we knew we were moving to Las Vegas. You know, we got all them draft picks. There was all of this hype. We had just got John Gruden. So we had to see what that looked like. Trading Maxx that would be a death sentence for the morale of Raider Nation. You guys see that, you know, ticket prices have dropped exponentially. And it's a reason for that. And they will continue to. if the Raiders don't turn this around. And that's not something I want to see. Like, I want to see success, bro. I want to see that. I'm telling you right now, I want to see them turn this around, bro. Like, we all want to see that turn it around. Shout out, I would not be shouting out the Mookie Betts. Get him the F up out of here. But man, this season looks exponentially different if we can get a win in Tennessee and maybe sneak one in, get one of them divisional wins like the Giants did against Kansas City. This season looks totally different. Rudy DeVet Russo had a tremendous point the other day, man. He says, I'm curious to see the turnout in the stadium. I don't think Titans fans travel well, and Vegas fans only want to pay to watch winners. Bro, transient town. I've always said that. The great and powerful wasted talent has always said that. Transient town, bro. And we got to be real here, bro. You know, that is the way that you can, that is the power that you have over this situation. We don't have power over or autonomy over, you know, roster decisions. We don't have autonomy over who they draft, you know, which is essentially a roster decision. We don't have autonomy over who they're going to hire, right? We don't have autonomy over any of that. But what we do have autonomy over is ourselves. How invested we are, how we choose to spend our money. Do we show up for games? Do we travel? Is it worth it? That's the accountability measures that could be put on the organization that you support, right? Because at this point, we are like a battered girlfriend almost, right? And, you know, and I hate to say that. And for myself, the Raiders are such a love of mine, right? I really, 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 really hope that they can turn it around, because it doesn't make me feel good to talk about how bad the team is. It doesn't. It's not cool. I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. None of us do. Let's hope we can, you know, start the ball turning back to a level of respectability around here, because that's all we asked for. That's all we asked for, man, is a level of respectability, man. And I'm not the guy that wants anybody to tank. I'm not with that shit, bro. DeMarcus Webb, man, wrench extraordinaire. Hotels will buy bulk, and now tickets are under $100 in some sections. Man, I don't, you know, you're right. You're 100% right, bro. And if I'm being real, yo, like, bro, that's sad. You know, I'm gonna get out there at the end of the season, man. You know, I'm trying to pick what game I'm gonna go to. I was thinking about going to the Cowboy game. You know what I'm saying? That it's a busy time of year for me at work, though. You know, a lot of times I can't really make plans the way I would like to because of work, because you got to keep the main thing, right? But I got to get out there. I got to show my face. I got to tap in with you guys. And that's going to happen. And, you know, let's see how it goes, man. But any Yankee hate in my chat will be getting blocked. Yeah, the G-Men game, that'll be a good game to come out. I know my nephew will, because my nephew a Giant fan, right? I might bring everybody out there with me, you know what I'm saying? And go check the game out. Said, do you F with hockey? I mean, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I was younger, I used to watch some hockey because the Sports Center gets you into it. I really, really don't now as much. I really, really don't now, if I'm being honest. But the thing is this, right? Like, you know, I'm of course the Devils play in my hometown, right? So of course I'm gonna support the Devils, and then the Rangers play in the Garden with the Knicks. So I don't really have a hockey team. But if I want either one of them teams, those are the two teams. Like I got a Devils hat just because they play in Newark. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta have a Devils hat. You know what I'm saying? Hey, my guy George. Hey, Wasted. JT the Brick is shouting for someone to hire you to talk football. Looking really good, man. That'd be dope, man. I mean, look, that'd be a decision that I'd have to make. But at this point, man, I am knee deep into a great career. You know what I'm saying? And this right here is something that feeds the soul, right? And I want to grow as much as I possibly can in this space. Just try to do the best work possible, right? And then try to be as solid as possible. That's all you can do. It's all you can do, man. And then let the chips fall where they may, man. But that's dope that he would put me over like that. I appreciate him, and all of the people that has enjoyed that segment and stuff over there. And do me a favor, go over there, watch the episode, leave your comments, show them the power of the Wasted Talent Army, bro. Appreciate y'all. Do I still rock with the Nets as they move to Brooklyn? I was never a Net fan. I've been a Knick fan my whole life. That's why I hate Michael Jordan. I'm a Knick fan, bro. I never rock with the Nets, bro. Ever. I hate the Nets. Listen, you said pause. Wade said he's trying to grow as much as possible. Everybody's trying to grow as much as possible. What's wrong with you? I mean, Raider Bubba. I mean, have you not, strapped a board to the back of your ass to make sure you don't fall into nothing? Yo, I got hugged these, man. Anthony to the gulags, man. Hey, bro, I would appreciate that'd be dope, right? But look, guys, listen. I think it's time to wheel this back into the train station. This has been a terrific show, guys. I might do a late night show tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Just because I got to talk to Big Mike, because Sunday morning next week, if I'm not working, you know what I'm saying? This is a busy time for me at my actual job. I'm required to work Sunday morning, so I'm not going to be able to do Wake Up with Wasted like I normally do. But every week we will be doing Wake Up with Wasted. And I'm going to be honest with you. The post-game show will be rocking and rolling. All of y'all pour in. Listen, you might be getting happy wasted. You might be getting crazy wasted. But either which way, you're going to get me, man. I tell you, already tripping. Yo, man. Wasted. When are we going to turn it around? The division has stepped up, but us. We got to get a stack of win. One win every other week. It has to stop. And that's a fact, bro, Raider Rash. And I think it's going to stop when Geno stops turning over the ball. You give the team no chance to win when you're giving the ball away and not taking it away. I think the team, and this is what I thought. I thought this was going to be a slow burn towards respectability. I think that these guys, these young guys, the more reps they get, the better they get. Some of these guys, like Darian Porter and all these guys, the more reps they get, hopefully it trends in a positive direction. You get a guy like Caillou Blue Kelly, who probably shouldn't have been playing to begin with, right? So now he's a backup. He's an ancillary piece that makes this defense and secondary better. The secondary is better. The defensive line's better. Let's see if, as the season goes on, we can get some semblance of what Malcolm Kuntz is. But one thing I can say about the Raiders is the fact that they have not signed Jacoby Myers and Malcolm Kuntz to a multi-year deal is the smartest thing they could have ever done. Because right now, I don't hear anybody clamoring for Jacoby Myers to get the kind of money he was asking for. Anybody. And you say full rebuild. Listen, bro. Is it not? What do we really have, bro? We don't have no huge foundation. We got Maxx, Brock, Genty, JPJ. That's it. So it is. They have to realize that they have to get a young quarterback. And until they commit to bringing in a young quarterback, it's going to be more the same, bro. More the same, bro. More of the same. Alec M, he goes, yo, great show, Wasted. Have a good weekend, but appreciate you. Y'all have a good weekend too. Even I'm be working all damn weekend. I'm working tomorrow, man. Listen, man. Hold on. Me too. He goes, wife turns 50 on Sunday. Menopause is the wasted word of the day. Yeah, man. Bruh. Look, man, I'm not looking forward. My wife is not there yet, but I saw my mother go through menopause. Menopause is a motherfucker, bro. Excuse my language. I know it's a family show. This is definitely a family show. But yes, man. Yes, man. Oh, my God. But guys, guys, have a great, great, great day, man. I'm going to get up out of here. Listen, hey, in one hand and out the other, bro. I got a kid in college, bro. Yo, man. But listen. Oh, and before we leave, Apex, guys, listen. Have you guys felt your energy dropping? You know, this to get off my lawn, gang, right? So we could be honest with each other. Have you guys felt your testosterone dropping? Have you felt your energy dropping, right? Do you take supplements? Check the label on your supplements, man, and tell me exactly what's on those labels. Flour, vegetable oil, any of that crap. If you have any of that crap, go to menoforder.com, look at all the natural ingredients that's in Apex, right? If you want enhanced performance at work, the sports book, the gym, or in the bedroom, go to menoforder.com, put in Wasted for 15% off. Listen, let me tell you something. It is something that I'm using. I will show you my progress. We are grinding towards classic Wasted form, man. So go on there and go get those pills. And Demokes, you have been unceremoniously blocked on the way out. Everybody, love every single one of y'all. Y'all have a great night. It is a super moon. Go out there and enjoy it, man. Peace, y'all.